There we go. And then I just need to move it a little more this way. There we go. Alrighty. John Cena, you ready to find out if Mr. Irving is going to try and kill somebody again? I know, right? No, it's just everything, all the pictures we got so far. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. It doesn't really matter which one I load. The Ghost of Roses. Alright, so we're at, 16 grammar issues. Alright, let's see. I'm sure there's going to be more. Red. One of Mr. Irving's skin and clothes turning. One of Mr. Irving's skin and clothes turning indeed. I think that's supposed to be a grammar issue. I don't know. We'll count it as 17 already. Not even 2 minutes in, and there's already a freaking grammar issue. Is this blood? Someone's still going to kill him? But I saved him. Why? Who is attempting it this time? Huff, puff. Yeah, apparently. And does she sleep in her uniform, or did they just were they just lazy enough to not give her another outfit? Huh? Why didn't you wake me up earlier? I only just got up myself. I'm sorry, but I had a bad dream again. I see. Louisa? I went to bed late last night. Both? Yes, I put you in charge of lookout last night. That's right, I went to bed because Louisa didn't come back. I too had a bad dream. That's why I couldn't wake up. You too? Hopeless. Now that I think about it, she was indeed groaning before. I wonder what kind of dream she was having. Well, I'll talk to you two later. Let's get the work done for now. Louisa, go help the kitchen. Understood. Ellie, the Lord wants you, so go to his room first. Then go help serve breakfast. Ah, understood. Going to the Lord's room again? You've been called there a lot lately, haven't you? Louisa, don't pry. Yes, ma'am. Probably I'm being called for what happened last night. I must hurry. Begging your pardon, my lord, you called for me? Mr. Irving and Mr. Maurice were in the room. Oh wait, no one was speaking. Ah, Ellie, we've been waiting. I want you to listen to Maurice's report, too. Report on what happened yesterday, you mean? Yes, I tied up some loose ends concerning the incident we had with Mr. William. Mr. Maurice did indeed look busy after the hunt yesterday. So what happened after that? I know Mr. Williams left the manor yesterday. He is staying at an inn down in the village. I asked the innkeeper to monitor him. Really? He is in the village then? I think he will be staying at least until the matter has been completely dealt with. I'm sure we'll want to ask him questions. I agree. Have you talked to the police about what happened? No, not yet. I'm thinking of talking to my aunt first. Maybe they're finding it hard to hand him over to the police, since he's a family member and all. For our part, we are prepared to talk to the police any time. Maurice is working on, let's call it the preservation of evidence. That's right. I've made a detailed record of that horrible trap with the bullets, for example. I've also cordoned off the area to keep people away. I see. Preserving evidence would indeed be for the best. I'm sure it'll come in handy later. Speaking of which, what about the predecessor's stolen rifle? Any new information as to who stole it? No, nothing. Noel told me that the rifle that was... I was thinking the same thing. I just wasn't sure, but yeah, 18 grammar issues. Yep, that's crazy. Alrighty. 2 days ago, so it was stolen after the guests had already arrived? Perhaps, but who knows? Really, who's behind all this? To think someone would go so out of their way to try and take the Lord's life, it's terrifying. I think that's all I can tell you right now. Understood. Ellie, is there anything you noticed? Well, I do want to go see where the rifle was stolen from. Would that be okay with you, my lord? Fine with me. I'll take you to the room. Before that, we need to serve breakfast. We can't keep the guests waiting. Ellie, help get things ready. Nope, no one can hire a bodyguard. Yes, forgive me, but may I say something? To me? Very well. Excuse me then. Maurice bowed once and left the room. Well, so you have something to tell me? Yes, actually, I had a dream again. A dream? You were saying something like that yesterday. You had a dream of me dying. The dream yesterday was prophetic too. I was able to figure out where the trap was because of it. Back with the poisoned wine, too. You said it was your dream that told you about it. Honestly, it's hard to believe. Anyway, what kind of dream did you have today? You were bleeding, Mr. Irving. I was bleeding? Why? Where? I'm sorry, I don't remember anything specific. I see. What I do think I can say for sure is this. You're in danger. Please be careful. Okay, I'll keep an eye out. Please do. I'll keep investigating too. Thank you. I'm counting on you. But don't push yourself too hard. I don't want this danger you speak of to befall you too. Yes. Yes. Do you think there'd be any reason as to why my brother, your father, wants you dead? Seems like he knew why. A parent killing their own child, it should be unthinkable. What does Mr. Irving know? I wonder, but I'm sure he'd never tell me. I mean, he didn't even answer Mr. William. Ellie, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. If you'll excuse me, my lord. clicked in the kitchen, and we did. Oh wait, no, never mind. Ah. Oh, we don't have enough salt. It might be. Huh? I did? But we need 6, don't we? Alright, 1 guest down. Yes, the Lord's uncle left in a hurry. I wonder what happened. But he is still in the village. I heard he is staying at the inn. He is in the village? What's going on? It's weird, right? To leave the manor but still be in the village? Well, I smell trouble. There was some big brouhaha after the hunt. After all? 19. Right, Louisa? Huh? Oh yeah. What's wrong? You always lap up this kind of thing. 29, 19. But you're pretty quiet today. Excuse me? I don't lap things up. Well, I don't know about that. Did you say something? No, nothing. Anyway, are you okay? You've been acting strange all morning. You told Mrs. Noel that you had a bad dream. Is it because of that? Yeah, because of that thing I saw last night. I had a hard time falling asleep, but when I was finally able to... Okay. Bruhaha. That's what it is from now on. Bruhaha. A Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'd be down for that. That thing? What did you see? Don't tell me you saw a ghost. No way. But I saw it when I was on lookout. The predecessor. The predecessor? Oh, come on. Really? You're saying you saw the predecessor's ghost? Yeah. He is still lurking around the manor after he was called at the seance. You're not serious, right? Did you really see it? Maybe you're mistaken. I'm not mistaken. It was definitely... Why are you being so loud? Suddenly, Ms. Noel and Mr. Maurice entered the kitchen. Oh, both of you are here. Is the breakfast ready? Yes. All that's left is to serve them up. Yes, ma'am. Well, that's a problem. Mrs. Grace's dejected voice echoed through the air just as I reached the dining room. So, you're not going to tell the police about this, right? Well, that's what I came to ask you about, Aunt. If so, then there's only one answer. You don't need to tell anyone about this. Brahaha. Can you imagine what would happen if word got out that William tried to kill you? And under instruction from Oliver, no less? Well, I find it hard to believe they were Father's orders. But yes, if this story does reach the public eye, I suppose there will be no end to the silly rumors and gossip. That's correct. Anyway, we shouldn't rely on the police. I'm sure you're aware of how they do their investigations. It's all they can do to keep cheap gangs in check. Yes, I do agree with you. I don't trust the police much myself. One of our people is as good as any detective, actually. She can do much better than... Huh? Detective? Her? Oh, it's just... For now, I think we should investigate this case ourselves. I need to find out who's pretending to be the father's spirit. Could you please help us, Aunt? Me too. I know you have your opinions about me, but I'm sure you want to solve this as well, right? Yes, of course. If there's anything I can do to help, you know I will. Thank you very much. Well, if that's what the Lord wants, I'll have to do my best too. It seems like He's put a lot of faith in me. Just that face He's making. I feel like, look, Noel would get angry if I talked to him. What are you doing there? Oh, no, nothing. Don't lie. Weren't you eavesdropping? You've been snooping about trying to learn more about us ever since you arrived here, haven't you? Like a common rat. Oh, you knew? Snooping? Is that what he's been doing? And yet, you just let this rat run loose. How kind of you. Ha! I'd just as soon toss you out. I'd just as soon toss you out here and now, you know? I'm pretty sure that's 20. That just doesn't sound right at all. That won't be happening, not as long as there's a possibility that he might somehow be related to this case. I suppose showing him the door now would be unwise, yes. Mrs. Grace nodded and gazed at Mr. Eowyn sternly. For real. You just don't get into trouble. Remember how easy it is for us to crush someone like you. Huh, I'm scared. Okay, I'll remember that. My goodness, how on earth Mr. Eowyn can just laugh Mrs. Grace off like this is beyond me. Good morning. It's so lively here. Then Mahi entered the dining room with her usual smile. Is everyone here already? As Ms. Layla is not joining again? Ah, Ms. Layla is not joining again. No, so she is saying that she'll eat in her room. As such, go bring Layla her meal. Understood. I'll go prepare it. What happened to that princess anyway? She was so upbeat yesterday, kind of noisy in fact. Did she get her heart broken or something? Haha, bullseye. Huh? There are so many interesting things happening at this place. Excuse me, I brought you the meal. I see. Leave it there. Please eat while the food is still warm. A hearty meal will cheer you up, I'm sure. Yeah. Hey, there is something I want to ask. Yes, how can I help? Is there any other person that Irving likes? What? A person Mr. Irving likes? I don't know. I see. I've been thinking since yesterday why Irving dumped me. Why he forgot about the promise we made. If there isn't someone he likes, then... Talking to you like this cost me the maid. Yes, excuse me. Illy, how was it? She didn't look so good. I see. Is that what brought you up here? That's part of the reason. I was going to take you to my father's room. You said you wanted to check it, right? Ah, yes. Thank you very much. Then let's go. I have the key to the room. Got me a little bit. Ellie, what happened? No, nothing. Who do you think? Is that really a serious question that you need to ask yourself? Why? Why? Come in. Excuse me. I heard that both you and Mr. Maurice have keys to this room, my lord. Indeed. I checked afterward, and apparently there were actually 3 keys originally. One is to be held by the butler, so Maurice has that now. One is to be held by the head of the household, which for the moment is me, so I have one. The remaining one, well, who knows how long it's been missing. What if it was one of them? I mean, who poisoned the wine? It was probably Mr. Maurice, since he was the lazy one not to check it because he knew there was poison in it. You said that you became estranged from your father after you moved to your university dormitory, my lord. Yes, it was even more so after my father went to the battlefield. to the battlefield? Mr. Irving's father was sent to fight? But he was a noble. Exactly. And that's why he went noblesse oblige. I'm pretty sure that's number 21, I think. Unless it was just his name, I don't know. Let me look this up. Nope, it is a real thing. So, nope, that is only 20. My grandfather often said that. My father followed that code too. Hence why he went to battle. At that time, my grandfather was still alive and my father was not the head of the household. So he had a little more freedom. He got wounded over there, you see. It was so bad, they sent him back home. A bad injury? Severe burns. He even lost his voice. He shut himself in this room all day after coming back to the manor. I'd occasionally come visit from the dormitory, but even then he wouldn't really ever see me. That's why you are estranged. Oh, it's for a knife. A knife? But it's empty now. Really? I wonder where it went. Don't tell me it was stolen, just like the rifle. Maybe so. I have a bad feeling about this. Let's see, can't really tell where he's at, because they purposely blurred out the background. Ha 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 ha. Mr. Ewan's mom. Looks like a mask. Yeah, exactly. Oh, like something you would wear at a masquerade ball? I've heard that nobles hold parties like that. No, not for that. For hiding his face. The burns he sustained during the war were horrific. No wonder he lost his voice. I feel really bad for him. small hole in the corner. Let me click on everything first before I jump in. Wow, he seems to be fine with it. Well then, if he says so. A safe. What do you want to know? Well, if I can find out his personality, relationships, and how he lived his life. What? That sort of thing? Does that have anything to do with the stolen rifle? It may not be related to that matter, but the more information I can find, the better. Besides, I'd really like to know. I see. Such an inquisitive mind. Impressive. Oh, man. Ugh. As Holmes said, oh yeah, duh. That was easy. Sorry, I'm just not talking much. My throat is killing me right now. No, not really. I was asked for my opinion on it once, and I told him I was opposed to it. He stopped talking about it afterwards. Really? The predecessor made the arrangements for it in secret. He used to consult with Ms. Mahi directly by mail. I only found out about it and its participants after seeing his will. I see. Perhaps I'd better ask Ms. Mahi about the seance then. Yes, but is she really trustworthy? What? She's known the Rockefeller family for a long time, right? Yeah, that's what I heard, but I don't know too well. I was working for another family at the time. I never got a chance to meet her back then. I see, so you've worked for other families too then? Yes. I was a footman here in... Oh, I totally read my mouth at first. I was like, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. I was a footman here in my mouth. Okay then. I guess he's Quentin Tarantino now. A great opportunity then. I was asked by the predecessor to return as a butler to the Rockefeller family. Wow. But enough about me, it's not important. In any event, I don't know much about Ms. Mahi, and so I certainly do have my doubts about her. Most of all, about that seance, regardless of whether spirits really exist or not. I just find it hard to believe the predecessor would call the Lord a demon or not want him to inherit his title. So that's how you felt, Mr. Maurice? Coming from someone who knew the predecessor so well. I guess that means what we should really be doubting. For example, do you think someone else could have written that letter instead? Someone else? That did look like the predecessor's handwriting. No, wait. I heard it's possible to mimic a person's handwriting, so yes, maybe someone else could have written it. I hear you can get appraisals done when it comes to that, to check if someone actually wrote something themselves. That's what happened with Holmes once. I could ask the Lord about an appraisal later. It'd be better to find out if the writing was genuine, yes. There we go, that'd be a good idea. So he didn't see anyone, not just Mr. Irving. That's right. I'm sure he didn't want others to see how weak he was. After returning from the battlefield, he stayed here for treatment, but unfortunately he passed the other day. Really? It was there yesterday when I was looking around after hearing about the missing rifle. The knife got stolen. 21. Maybe there's a hidden passage somewhere or something. Oh, really? Where was it? Inside his desk at the back of the drawer. Is that so? Actually, Mr. Eowyn had the same pendant as this. The picture is his mother. Ah. Did you know? No. I did not know about that, of course. I think I asked everything. You didn't ask about the safe. Who do we say we're staying in what room? Of course, now I can't find out. Blue room was, I think Ms. Mahi, and then red room was Eowyn. I think. Yeah, I was right. Alright, I'll be right back. And we still haven't gotten any cleaning done today. Where did you find this? In the predecessor's room? Do you know about this? No way! So it was true after all. What? I've suspected this for the longest time, but the predecessor was my father. I'm his illegitimate son. I guess this basically confirms it. An illegitimate son? Are you serious? I mean, the predecessor did have a picture of your mother, yes, but that doesn't necessarily... Not only that, actually, the predecessor helped us out. The affair, baby. Yep. 2 years ago, he made an arrangement for my mother to stay at a hospital and paid for everything. He did? He never revealed himself to us, never even gave his name. I only found out after asking someone at the hospital. Maybe I was suspicious from that point on. I had never had a real father, and nobles having love children is very common. Then I was asked to come here, right? To the place where they revealed the will. I'm sure they wouldn't just invite any old schmuck. That means I have a connection to them somehow. And to top it all off, a picture of my mother. So I'm telling you, I am the predecessor's son. You? Head of the house? I can't even picture it. He wouldn't like me to be your master. That might be rude. He's pretty cool. I see. You're a good girl. Why do I feel like he's pulling a trick or something? Maybe. You what? Yeah, huh? The thought of being able to have you to just makes the thought of being able to have you to just makes me, oh gosh, I can't wrap my head on that one. I can't wrap my head around that one. Oh my gosh, I'm 22 now. Yeah, huh? The thought of being able to have you to just makes me want this place even more. Well, that's that. Mine for the taking, eh? Huh? Uh-oh. Mr. Irving, are you listening to our conversation? I didn't mean to eavesdrop. That pendant had me intrigued, so I decided to stop by. That's when I heard you two talking. It really does. Like, it was definitely out there. Everything seems like a bad joke. There are no other words to describe it. Guess that means you'd really be kicking yourself if this place found its way into my lap. You sound like a common thief. Enough. What does being head of the family mean to you, anyway? Fine. Ooh, that is hard. That is pretty hard. I'll stop him this time. Because the letter at the seance wasn't credible. That too. Also, I think we should look into if Mr. Ewan is really the predecessor's secret love child. What, you don't believe it? How are you going to find out? We'll go on Maury, how about that? Oh wait, we can't, it's 1920. Really? Well, if anyone can do that, it's you. I'm sorry to have you caught up in this. No, not at all. You do like to stick your nose in other people's business. After all, even if you're not asked to, you'll dive right in. Well, that is... I can't deny it. I really would like to know, after all. But above all, I want to find out the truth and prevent more unnecessary arguments. Anyway, let's find out about Mr. Ewan and the predecessor. Yeah, I know, right? I see. Speaking of which, I heard the consultations. I'm pretty sure consultations is not a word, but hold on. No, it is. It is. Alright. Disregard. Disregard. Alright. Yes, he asked a mother a great many things. Do spirits really exist, and the like? Do spirits really exist? The predecessor asked your mother about that? That means he was skeptical about the existence of them, right? And he still wanted to host a seance. I heard that's because he wanted to convey his real last wishes. His real last wishes? Couldn't he have included those in the actual written will? I don't know. I never heard the real reason behind it. Oh no. Natalie, do the cleaning from here. Huh? Why? Because it was there last night, the ghost of the predecessor. Really? That's where the ghost was? Yeah, so I don't want to get any closer than this. That's where you come in. But I'm scared too. If there was a ghost there, can't you do as you're told? You're still an apprentice, right? I feel bad for her too. That's so sad. I can clean there if you want. Ellie, are you okay with it? Oh, you're okay with ghosts? Good, then you can clean there from now on. From now on? Well, that's a bit too much. Yeah, we've already kind of established that she's a bitch, though. What do you want to know? Why? What for? We shouldn't go in without permission. A hidden place, huh? Wonder if it leads to the predecessor's room. Shake the bottle for a while. Ah, wash your hands first. What is this, cream? Yeah, can you shake it to make a clotted cream-like? Clotted cream-like? It's not how you'd normally make it, mind you. I need it for the scones we'll be serving for tea. The real thing takes time, so I decided to improvise. I see, so like this? Yeah, that's good. The predecessor? I've never talked to him before, never seen him properly, for that matter. You've never seen him? I'm mostly in the kitchen, see? The predecessor was always cooped up in his room. Ah, but Louisa and the others said that they didn't see him much either, only very rarely. I know nothing. I only started working here about 6 months ago. Oh, you haven't been here for long. Is there anyone who else has been working as long as Mr. Maurice? Oh. I started working here during the war, so I don't really know the specifics. Sometimes I saw him when he came home. Miss Noel doesn't know much either. Why there's no choice but to ask Mr. Maurice. When I first asked about the pendant, he seemed like he was hiding something now. I wonder if he said that so that I can investigate freely. Yes, it is going fine. I see. Keep it up. Tell me right away if something happens. This is what I imagined. Oh good, thank you. Hard work deserves a reward. Well, thank you very much. This is only one other place to go to right now. No, not yet. I actually want to ask you something about that. What is it? Did your mother ever talk about your father? So that could give us some leads. Please let me know. My mother. She didn't say much about him, no. She only told me that he was far away when I asked her about him. Is that so? But when she collapsed 2 years ago and the predecessor gave us some financial support, I do remember her crying and saying she wanted to meet him. Cried? Does that mean she loved the predecessor? That's why Mr. Ewan choked on his words and covered his face with one hand. What happened? I just remembered something about that time. That time? It was about half a year ago. I've been to this manor before. It looked like my mother didn't have much time left, so I came in the hopes of meeting with the predecessor. Yeah, definitely suspicious for sure. Definitely suspicious. So he's not the killer then. He's the red herring. Huh? Oh, I mean, you just said you'd do anything, so... So you think I'd go so far as to kill people? I'm sorry, that was rude. I'm just worried. Worried about what? Master's life? What? All you need to do is worry about your master. So I can't worry about you, even though you're right in front of me? I think I talked too much. Can we be done now? Yes. I didn't know what that last sentence said. I just figured it was the next part. The key, man. Ah, Ellie. Are you feeling okay? You don't look good. I'm fine. I actually just remembered something. Do you remember the key you found in the Virgin Mary statue? I wonder whether it might be for the safe in my father's room. I see. Your father left you that statue, didn't he? Yeah. He gave it to me before he left for the front lines. It's been in that room ever since. Do you have someplace to be? No, it's fine. Let's go. The key was for this after all, just like you said. Yeah, but the safe didn't open. It seems that we need to turn the dial as well. I don't know the number. I wonder if it's written somewhere. What is this? Did you know about this? Not at all. Why was this hidden in such a place? The key is for the safe in my room. For the dial number, look very closely at the Bible on the bookshelf. Hopefully I can come home safely and tell you this face to face after you have reached adulthood, son of a bitch. I sincerely hope that, finally, allow me to apologize for my poor handwriting. As expected, I couldn't ask Keith this time. Who is Keith? The letter mentions Keith. Do you know who that is? Yes, probably my father's footman. Footman? I don't believe he works here now. Did he quit? No, he died during the war. Really? He died in the war? Died in a bombing raid, I hear, protecting my father. Keith went out at the same time as my father and was in the same unit. He took care of my father, even there. They were together that long? I've heard that he was like a best friend to my father. They were almost the same age, apparently. No, I've never seen it before, but based on what the letter says, perhaps it's my father's. If so, that means his usual writing is... Yeah, that would be really funny. My father did say once that it was embarrassing for him to show people his writing, as his penmanship was so poor. Yes, it looked exactly the same. Yeah, I need to go now, but you can stay here. Shouldn't we go stop him from getting killed? Six. 13. 32. 6, 13, 32. Right first. 6. This is 6, 13, 32, right? Blue, black, and red. Do I see 3 different colors? That's what I see. Oh, okay, 6 red, 13 blue, 32 black. First try. Is this what the predecessor wanted to give to Mr. Irving? I found nothing else inside the safe. Truth. Predecessor's room. Seems like a valuable item, so it's best not to take it out. Leave it here and let Mr. Irving know later. I found out today for the first time that Ewan came to see me 3 days ago, and that Marie died yesterday. I'm sure Ewan knew who I was and came to inform me about Marie's critical condition. I feel terrible about that. It pains me. It saddens me. I couldn't see my son. Fuck. And I couldn't see my beloved at the time of her death, but I must withstand for my master. I should not hold a grudge against Maurice. I should rather be thankful. Son? Yep. Mr. Maurice! My princess is in another castle. I want to ask you about something. It's about Mr. Keith who used to work here. Keith? Why do you want to know about him? There were so many things I wanted to ask Mr. Maurice, but first of all, I want to know whether he was the predecessor's ghostwriter. What? Ghostwriter? Why do you want to know something like that? To help Mr. Irving. To help the Lord? What do you mean? This is just hypothetical, but Mr. Ewan may try to kill Mr. Irving. You can't be serious. After what Mr. William did? Why on earth? Wow, I think that we might be able to stop this crime if we reveal the truth. So could you please tell me what you know? Mr. Maurice was considering the situation when a voice suddenly broke the silence. Maurice, did you see Leela? Mrs. Grace? No, I have not seen her since this morning. Wasn't she in her room this whole time? She wasn't there when I came back from dinner. I waited for her for a while, but even at this hour she still hasn't returned. I have not seen her either. Where could she have gone? Do you have any idea? I'm not sure if this has anything to do with it, but Mrs. Grace showed us a flower petal. She also disappeared from her room late last night. When she returned, I found this on her clothes. I asked her about it, but she wouldn't tell me anything. Red, bright as blood, this flower. Where did this petal come from? That was... Did Ms. Leela visit the rose garden last night? This is a petal from the Earl Red, isn't it? Earl? Oh, the rose that we gave through selective breeding. Yes, there is no doubt. This is definitely Earl Red. I wonder why she went to the rose garden. Louisa said that she saw the masked ghost in the rose garden last night. Where is Mr. Irving now? Seems like he went somewhere, but do you know where he is? No, I don't. He wasn't there when I went to his room just now. I have a bad feeling about this. Not only Mr. Ewan, but Ms. Layla also seems to have a reason to kill him. She was acting strange because of a broken heart. Anyway, let's go to the place I saw in my dream. Ellie, is the Lord here? I turned around and saw Mr. Maurice following me. Yes, I'm sure. He must be where the Earl Red Rose is. You seem to know everything. No wonder the Lord praised you for your wonderful deductive skills. No, it's not my deductive skills anyway. Could you take me to where the Earl Red is? I heard it is in the back of the rose garden. I also heard that servants can't enter the rose garden without permission, but that doesn't matter now, does it? Of course, I give you permission. Let's go. Huff, huff, huff. Huff, huff, huff. Mr. Maurice, we must hurry faster. Elliot, I'm sorry, this is tough on an old man like me. Why don't you go on ahead? But I don't know where it is. Ah, wait a minute. I'll draw you a map. Okay. He drew up that pretty quickly, I must say. Pink roses are P, white roses at W, and yellow roses at Y. There are golden roses where the arrow is Earl Red. The bright red roses we are looking for are blooming just behind them. Follow the numbers from 1 to take the shortest route. Take the correct path between the hedges to get there. Pink, yellow, 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 white, white, pink, pink, yellow, yellow, white, pink. You were right. Keith was the predecessor's ghostwriter for a long time. I understand. This is all I need to know for now. White. Also, when in doubt, head left. No shit. Everybody get that there. I guess that would be left, wouldn't it? It says where number 2 is. Then left, yeah. Damn it. That voice, Mr. Irving? Well, I can see black hair. You know that has black hair. Does Mr. Ewan have black hair? I think he does. And we know what Hero would say if he was here. A ghost! Ah, fuck. Yeah. I mean, I guess left, I don't know. Arrows pointing to the pink, so yeah. When I touched the golden rose, it was cold and hard. This is metal, probably brass. When I tried twisting it to take the flower, the rose rotated. Maybe this rose is... Oh? When I pressed on the rotated rose, the hedge in front of me suddenly moved forward. Beyond was a wide swath of vibrant red. I see. The golden rose was a doorknob, which makes the hedge a door. I checked behind me and looked around. The roses here are the Earl Red. They really are red like blood. Among the roses I could see Mr. Irving. A ghost! With his entire body covered in black, it certainly felt like some otherworldly being. I'd seen that person before somewhere. No, I am here now, and Mr. Irving hasn't been hurt yet. I'm sure I can stop my dream from coming true. Full of encouragement, I hid in the hedge to watch him. You deceived me. You deceived me. And why is she here now? With this sinking feeling, I listened to their conversation. You and your family deceived me. So wait, is Leela wearing a black wig under that? Because I definitely saw black hair on that. And Leela, as we know, does not have black hair. Who are you? I'm Squidward. I'll kill you and frame your family for the crime. So, that's why you're dressed like that? Yes, if someone sees me dressed like this, they'll think that your father's spirit killed you. That won't be so easy. Think about this, Leela. Well, she doesn't have blonde hair. I mean, she doesn't have black hair either. She also has blonde hair. Stop immediately, not now. What? Please, no, don't kill Mr. Irving. What are you doing? Don't get in my way. Ms. Leela tried to push me away, but I grabbed hold of her before she could. We then got into a scuffle. Suddenly, a noise rang out from behind us. What? Looking back, there was also a masked person back there, and bam! Ooh! I done messed up, eh, Ron? Yeah. Thugs behind. Yeah. Look at the Spider-Man meme going on here. Oh, fuck, motherfucker. God, come on. Yes, I know, bitch. Yes. Here we go. Save right there, so that way. That one definitely looks taller, for sure. He was the only one who had black hair. Mr. Irving, watch your back. To it. Mr. Irving narrowly escaped the knife. Good. Ah. Mr. Irving ran towards Leela. What? Ms. Leela stood frozen as she watched the events play out in front of her. Mr. Irving immediately seized her. Oh my, stop, let go. Calm down, Leela. Mr. Irving struggled to hold down Miss Leela. If he gets attacked again now, then I must take down Mr. Ewin. Of course, I may not be able to with strength alone. I made up my mind and stood before him. You are Mr. Ewin, right? Stop this. Oh, you know. No reason for this, then. Oh man, it was the only person with black hair. Get out of my way. Do you want to be killed too? I won't move. I won't move. Killing doesn't achieve anything, only pain. I can't let you go through with this. You don't decide if it makes sense. You don't know anything. No, you're the one who doesn't know. That's why you don't get the meaningless of your actions. What? I'll explain what I mean. Would you please listen to me? Okay, I'll listen for a little bit. But next time, I'll tell you to get out of my way. Do it, alright? I understand. Hey, he took off his trench coat too. Before I go into specifics, I would like to confirm some things. The reason why you wore the mask. There must be a reason why you needed to wear that mask, right? You dressed like that to put the blame of killing Mr. Irving on Ms. Leela or the predecessor's spirit, right? So that even if someone sees you, you can say that it wasn't you. Well, nothing would top being able to blame everything on that princess or the ghost. So what? I'm still a rock star. So, I wonder how you were able to dress exactly the same as Ms. Leela. You dressed exactly like Mrs. Leela because... Just a coincidence? No. Haha, you're being funny. Since when have I been so close to that princess? Just not that. Who is that someone else? Is it in that someone also gave you the knife and the mask? If so, then what? It has to be. Explain verbally. Show the evidence. Really? What is this for my master? The person who wrote this diary is... Butler? That's impossible. Indeed. I don't like how she's just like, indeed. Oh, with this, the meaning of the whole story is lost. Damn it. That's enough. Surely, move out of my way. Yeah, we know. I thought they were going to share us the same picture. Yeah, that's not going to come on. Question start. Oops, wrong person, shit. Washington 3. Keith, alright. Keith? Who is that? Well, he is Squidward. I mean, he used to be a footman at this manor. He took care of Mr. Oliver. You don't know him? So we're gonna have an eaty-meaty kind of situation where Mr. Oliver was the one who died and Mr. Keith was the one who lived. His face was severely burned. No, I don't know. Wait a sec. So that Keith guy is the one calling me his son? Yes, that means that you're not the predecessor's love child. Wait a minute. Then why was I called to the seance? Why did the predecessor help us out after Mother collapsed? And why didn't they let me see him the last time I was here? I don't know the full story, but any of those things, I can think of one overarching reason, though. That being that Mr. Keith is actually let's see what we got going on here. Impersonating? How is that even possible? I did hear that the burns made him lose his voice and that he also wore a mask thereafter, sure. But didn't people notice? Mr. Maurice is the only servant here who knew Mr. Oliver before the war. The latter was estranged from his family. Once back from the war, he stayed cooped up in his room and didn't interact with anyone other than Mr. Maurice. Therefore, if Mr. Maurice was really an accomplice to the fact, they would have been able to keep the whole thing a secret. It's a plausible story, but it's still hard to believe, yes? Yes, alright. Certainly, there was such a description in the diary, but that's not enough. There were two pieces of evidence, other than the diary, that indicate a switching of identities took place. The first is that so? The handwriting, huh? The other point is the reason for the seance. As Ms. Mahi said it herself, the predecessor hoped for a seance because he wanted to deliver his real will. The real will? By calling Mr. Oliver's spirit, he wanted Mr. Oliver himself to deliver his will to everyone. I think this is the reason. So this pretty much is an eeny-weeny kind of situation. I see what they did there. For that to happen, there needed to be a seance. There must have been what Mr. Keith thought. That's why the seance was held. If there was no impersonation taking place, the will could have simply been written down normally. But because he was pretending to be Mr. Oliver himself, he thought of calling the spirit to deliver the will. Yes, I can't think of any other reason. I see, so my father was this Keith guy. I'm not a love child after all? Let me cut through those words. Allow me to cut through those words. Huh? Then, with a powerful kick, he leaped into the air. Huh! Mr. Irving had snatched the knife away from Mr. Ewing. Wow! And who was now kneeling on the ground? Damn! How did you... What happened to that princess? She's unconscious now. I followed Mr. Irving's gaze and spotted Miss Leela lying on the ground. She flew into a rage, then fainted. Probably from overexcitement. I wonder if Miss Leela is okay. At least now we don't have to worry about being attacked. Kicked down, bitch. Yep. You caught me completely off guard, Ellie. Did you intend to do this from the beginning? No, I didn't expect this to happen. I just wanted to stop you from killing Mr. Irving. I'm glad I managed to. You won't be hurting Mr. Irving, correct? I have no reason to. Like you said, there is no meaning in killing someone. Okay, Mr. I have you right where I want you now. Yeah, that's who you are, right? I see right through it. Did you hear our conversation? My father impersonated yours. I started listening halfway through. To be honest, I can't believe it. Then Mr. Irving called out to the hedge. You heard it too, right, Maurice? Tell us the meaning of all this. Yes, understood. Mr. Maurice appeared from the shadow of the hedge. He must have caught up to us after that and watched what was taking place. Why did he do that? Mr. Oliver very much wanted you to succeed him, my lord. That is, after you reached adulthood. He believed it would simply be too heavy a burden on you to become head of the family while you were still young. So he wanted me to wait until I was an adult? Yes, but then your father became a casualty of war. He lost his life protecting Keith from those bombs. Unfortunately, the master before the predecessor suddenly died of illness at the same time. The situation made it inevitable for Mr. Irving to become the head of the family. To return the favor to Mr. Oliver, Keith decided to impersonate him, and to help his ex-wife and son. That is, my mother and myself? Yes, the fact that your mother collapsed only strengthened his decision to assume Mr. Oliver's identity. He needed the money for her hospitalization. As the Lord, he'd have more freedom when it came to money. He would at least be able to pay the hospital bills. Is that so? So he did it for us too. We are starting to get a clearer picture. I'll try to ask Mr. Maurice for more details. The reason why you sent Mr. Ewan away without letting him meet Mr. Keith is you were afraid the truth about the switched identities would come to light? Yeah. I was also afraid Keith would leave and never come back to the manor if he met. So I decided to not let them see each other at all. I know I wronged them, both Ewan and Keith. Did my father mention us at all? Yes, he talked about you often. Apparently Keith was drowning in debt. That's why he left your mother, as painful as it was. He used to say he was doing all he could to repay his debts so that he could live with his family again one day, at least until the war came and his destiny changed. Really? Seems like he had a lot to deal with. Why was Mr. Ewan called in for the seance? I still don't understand that. Like I said before, Keith didn't explain much about the seance to me. I didn't even know what the plan was to call the spirit of Mr. Oliver. So when I find Ewan's name on the will left by Keith, I thought that was Keith's wish. I thought he wanted to talk to Ewan even after his death. I see. That's what Mr. Maurice thought. I still regretted not letting Ewan see Keith that day. so I gathered all of the participants according to the will. But if Mr. Keith's intention was to call Mr. Oliver's spirit, then there was no reason to call Mr. Ewan. That's true. Then why? Perhaps the mastermind behind this particular incident also has something to do with the will. If so, then maybe the plan was to use Mr. Ewan from the beginning. That's why he was called here, from the beginning. I think I've told you most of what I know. Mr. Maurice faced Mr. Irving, then bowed his head deeply. My lord, I am sorry for keeping all of this from you. Never mind. It was all for my father, right? I'm not blaming you for that. I'm not going to ask you to forgive me. It was my intention to kill you. I misunderstood and envied you. I'll accept any punishment you can think of. I have no intention of doing anything like that. This case is a result of various misunderstandings. I don't think you're solely responsible. Surely my father wouldn't want it either. Your father, too? Yeah, I think you can understand him a little. I think I can understand him a little now. Good. Mr. Irving understands where his father was coming from. He valued Mr. Irving more than anything else. I can be sure of it now. The message at the seance wasn't Mr. Oliver's. It was the work of some malicious spirit person. We should go back to the manor. We need to take Layla back. With that, Mr. Irving walked back over to Ms. Lila. She was still unconscious. Is she all right? We should call a doctor later. But what was Ms. Lila doing here? I think she wanted to talk to me about the past. Not that we managed to, though, as she got so excited. Talk about the past. I remember what Ms. Lila said before. You and your family deceived me? What does that mean? It feels a little strange to be angry about forgetting about an old proposal. I've found out enough about the predecessor, but there are many things I don't understand yet. I don't even know who pretended to be the predecessor's spirit. The fog that surrounds us is still thick, and it seems that we can't see what's coming ahead. Okay. Interesting. Whew. The fourth dream. Question mark. Alrighty, well, we will finish this up on Monday. I am pretty excited for end of chapter 3 thoughts on who I think is the mastermind. I'm thinking it might be Noelle. She hasn't really been around that much, and when she is, she's just doing the same thing. Nothing's really been brought to her about the main plot line, so I'm thinking Noelle, to be honest. That's who I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm leaning towards. I feel like it's too obvious that it'll be Grace or Mr. Maurice, maybe, but we still don't know who poisoned the wine yet, which I still think that was probably Maurice. But it also could have been Noelle, because she also, I guess, kind of works in the kitchen, so. But, alright, Noelle is who I'm saying for right now. Alrighty, well. The spirit is the issue? Yeah, that might be. That might have been Ms. Layla, because Grace said when we saw her last that Layla went out to the rose garden the night before, and that's when Louisa saw her, or saw the spirit. So I'm thinking that spirit in the garden was just Layla, probably trying to work in, probably trying the same thing with Ewan, just trying, get someone else to be suspected. Alrighty, well, we'll continue this on Monday. I'll be back for Jackbox on Sunday. So, good night. And I'll say, it's just the one person. I'll talk to you soon. And then, for anyone watching this in the future, hope you enjoyed. And yeah,